3 a.m. and the dock is alive. King crab season opens in 4 hours, and this crew has been loading gear since midnight. Sleep is a luxury they'll earn when they get back.
Nobody needs motivation when crab season opens. You wake up fast and you move fast. Sleep is for the off season. Right now there are crabs on the bottom and a boat to catch it. Layering up in the dark, base layer, mid layer, bibs, jacket, gloves. Outside it's 19 degrees Fahrenheit and the wind is already running. Every layer matters.
The captain's pre-departure check. 47 items on the list. Everyone signed off before the lines come off the dock. In these waters, skipping any one of them is a gamble not worth taking. 40 pots lashed to the deck, 28,000 pounds of steel gear riding above the waterline. Chain them right or lose them in the first big swell. Every chain is checked twice.
All secure, good to go.
Lines off at 4:15 a.m. The dock falls behind. Ahead, 200 miles of open Bering Sea, the deepest fishing grounds on the continent, and whatever the ocean decides to offer. The channel markers flash by one. Red, green, and then the last one disappears and there's nothing ahead but black water and stars. One boat, 6 people, into the Bering Sea at 4 a.m. in November. From above, it looks impossibly small against the water. From inside, it feels exactly right. 7 hours to the fishing grounds. The captain runs the night watch alone. Radar, GPS, weather radio. Transit time is prep time. Sharpen everything, check everything, replace anything that looks questionable. Arrive at the grounds ready to go, not still getting organized. Planning the string layout, where to drop, how deep, which direction to orient them with the current. Fishing is 40% work and 40% strategy. The rest is weather and luck. Right, let's mark this contour. Dawn breaks somewhere east of the fishing grounds. Gray at first, then a thin line of orange. The crew feels it in the galley, hears it in the change of the engine note. Almost there.
Start setting.
The first pot of the season hits the water. That sound, that splash, is the official start of everything. The rope pays out, the buoy follows, and the hunt begins. Setting a string of 15 pots takes 25 minutes. The boat moves at 2 knots, the crew operates like the pot sinks at 2 feet per second. In 280 feet of water, it takes over 2 minutes to reach the bottom. By the time it lands, the herring scent is already drifting in the current. 300 feet below the surface, a large male king crab picks up the herring scent. He's been on this bottom for 30 years. The pot is something new, and the smell coming from it is irresistible. They enter through the funnel trap, a cone of mesh that's easy to go into and nearly impossible to find the exit from. Ancient design, still works perfectly. Pot's set. Now comes the hardest part, waiting. The pots will soak for 6 hours minimum. 6 hours of the crew maintaining gear, eating, monitoring weather, and waiting. The low-pressure system 400 miles northwest is tracking toward the grounds. ETA 18 hours. That means 2 full hauls before it arrives, maybe 3 if they move fast. Current drift 3 knots west-northwest. The pots are dragging slightly. Adjusting next string's drop coordinates to compensate. Nothing is static in this water. 6 hours. The timer rings and the captain's coffee goes down unfinished. 6 hours is long enough. The pots are coming up. The pre-haul setup takes 3 minutes. Everyone knows their position. No assignment needed. After years together, this crew moves like one organism with 6 bodies. First throw, first catch. The deckhand snags the buoy on one swing and feeds the line into the block without breaking stride. Season openers don't always start this clean. 280 feet of rope coming in at full speed. The block sprays water like a garden hose. The line goes from limp to bar tight in an instant. Something heavy is on the end.
There it is, the first pot of the season, and it's full. You can see the legs through the mesh before it even clears the water. The crew reads it instantly. Season's on.
In slow motion, you can see every one of them. Legs splayed, claws open, bodies stacking on each other. A single pot full of king crab is one of the most beautiful sights in commercial fishing. 2 crew on the table, working opposite sides. It doubles the speed and creates a natural flow. Keepers go to the port chute, discards go starboard overboard. Clean, fast, efficient. Speed sorting. When the pots are hot, your hands have to keep pace. A good deckhand can process 60 crabs a minute. Hesitation is the enemy.
This male spans almost 4 feet from claw tip to claw tip. He weighs 18 pounds and he's been on the bottom of the Bering Sea since before some of this crew was born. Just short, half an inch under the legal carapace width. Back it goes, it'll be here next season. Legal, bigger, worth catching. Protect the small ones and the fishery survives. Parasitized, a barnacle has taken up residence on the crab's underside and is effectively castrating it. Can't reproduce, won't recover. Back to the sea as habitat, not harvest. Back to it.
The chute to the live tank is running hot. Crab after crab, hatch after hatch. The counter clicks past 100, then 200, then 300 in just this one haul. Empty pot, fresh bait, back in the water before the crew has finished sorting the catch from it. The cycle never stops. The next soak starts the moment the last crab is sorted. The second pot before the first one is even empty. This crew doesn't pause. The hauler runs, the sorting continues, and a deckhand already has the hook in the next buoy line. The hauler slows and the crew notices immediately. A slow hauler means one thing: weight. And this pot has weight. It comes over the rail like it doesn't want to leave the ocean. When the pot overflows the table, it's not a problem. It's a celebration. Crabs on the deck just means the pot was too good for the table to hold. Everyone scrambles and grins. The live tank is a living ecosystem. Hundreds of king crabs adjusting to their temporary quarters. The water temp is held at 38 degrees and the oxygen levels are monitored every hour. Tangled set, 2 pot ropes wrapped around each other 100 feet down.
It's stuck tight! I'm backing her down, keep the tension. Finally clear. Pressure's dropping, get the engineer! On my way! Loose fitting, tightening it now. Good work, back online. Lunch is what you make of it when the crabs are running. One hand on a sandwich, one hand on the line. You eat when you can and you work the whole time. Hunger is a background detail.
6 buoys in a line. That's a full string of pots stretching 1.5 miles across the bottom. The captain lines up at the first buoy and the whole sequence begins again. Night falls and nobody notices except the captain, who reaches for the deck light switch. The work continues. On a crab boat, darkness is just an ambient condition. A rogue swell hits broadside, the deck tilts 20 degrees and the pot becomes a pendulum. The crew grabs and holds and waits for the boat to recover. It always recovers.
Lost buoy somewhere in 200 yards of dark water.
The searchlight sweeps, the crew watches.
A missing buoy means a lost pot and everything in it. Find it. There, 10 degrees right. There, 150 yards astern, bobbing in the searchlight beam. The captain brings the boat around hard. The crew gets the hook ready. Don't lose it twice. 180 pounds! It was still fishing down there! Yes! Like buried treasure! All right, back to work.
Overnight, temperatures dropped to 8 degrees Fahrenheit and everything above the waterline became a sculpture gallery. Beautiful to look at and absolutely dangerous to work in.
Whoa, look at this. All hands de-icing. Mallets, bats, heat guns, scrapers. Every pound of ice on the superstructure raises the center of gravity. Too much and the boat gets tender. Tender boats capsize.
The launcher arm is locked solid. 3 inches of ice around every moving part. It takes 20 minutes to free it. 20 minutes where no pots are going in the water.
Snow on the Bering Sea falls horizontally, not vertically. It gets into your collar, under your goggles, between your glove and your sleeve. You stop noticing it after an hour. Rope secure, moving to the next post. Holding this line tight.
White out on deck, the safety ropes go up immediately. In Z rope is the difference between on the boat and off the boat.
Heave 2, the captain turns into the wind and holds position. The hull stops. You don't fight a squall, you wait for it, it'll move through in 40 minutes. Patience is safety.
The squall passes like it was never there. 1 minute, 0 visibility, the next, clear air and sunlight bouncing off the ice-covered boat.
Stunning and temporary. Get back to work.
Even the crabs come up coated in ice crystals in these temperatures. The crab doesn't care. Its world is 38-degree water and it's been there all its life. The deck is the stranger place.
Post-squall assessment, 1 pot shifted, 2 chains need retensioning, the hauler block needs re-greased where ice got into the fittings. 40 minutes of work, then back to hauling. Good, keep it tight.
Harbor seals show up after every weather event. Curious, close, utterly unconcerned with the drama the crew just experienced. They've ridden bigger storms than this from below the surface.
First pot after the squall and it's heavy. Crabs kept moving into the traps through the whole weather event. The ocean doesn't pause for our inconvenience. You're going too slow. We need to pick up the pace. I'm going slow. You're just rushing through them. Fine, just keep up. Let's go. On a boat, disagreements happen fast and end faster. You say, all right, watch how I place your hand for a secure grip. Now, slide the gauge to the widest point. See? Right there. Good. Let's do it one more time to be sure. Okay, I think I've got it. Ah!
The claw finds the thin spot in the glove.
All right, Craig, crane, keep going, step and blow, optional.
3 a.m. engine room rounds. The engineer does this every 4 hours. Alone, methodical, talking to the engine like an old friend. Anything that's holding's different gets investigated.
Valves clear here.
He fell asleep sitting up at 90 seconds between hauls. In 30 hours without real sleep, your body takes what it can find. The tap on the shoulder brings him back. He doesn't complain. 4 a.m. oatmeal, the most important meal nobody talks about. The cook makes it happen regardless of the weather or the hours. Hot food at 4 a.m. is an act of love on a fishing boat.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, satellite.
I know, it's been a while. I miss you. The log is a legal document, a navigation record, and a personal diary all in one. The captain writes it every 12 hours without fail, in calm seas and in chaos.
A torn bib is a cold bib. Cold gets through in minutes out here. So you sew it yourself with thread thick enough to tow a truck. It won't be pretty, but it'll be warm. Weather hold, 2 hours minimum. The cards come out. Poker on a crab boat is serious business, and the 3-day veteran of the trip currently owes the cook $40.
All right, I'll raise you 10. Full house!
Pacific cod. Thousands of them showing on the sonar, a dark mass on the screen. Not what they're here for, but the captain marks the position. Information's always worth keeping. Marking it now.
The sun breaks through for exactly 4 minutes and turns the whole ocean orange. Nobody stops working, but everyone is watching it. Some things you witness while your hands keep moving.
Dinner. Plate's coming up. Got it. Thanks, Cookie. Better than nothing out here. Yeah, beat starving. Good looking out.
Full moon over the Bering Sea. It rises fast and hits the water, and suddenly the whole world is silver. You could almost turn off the deck lights. Almost. Total rebuild. This pot took damage when it hit bottom wrong and the whole mesh structure is compromised. New mesh panels, new rings, new door hardware. 2 hours. Worth it.
The launcher cylinder has been leaking fluid since day one. A slow weep at the rod seal. They've nursed it this far. Now it comes out and the rebuilt unit goes in. 2 hours of careful work.
Bait keeper, one crew member whose only job during a heavy haul is to keep bait bags ready. Cut, bag, tie, hang. 40 bags always ready. The line never stops for lack of bait.
Experimental bait, half the string gets straight herring, the other half gets a herring squid blend. The captain runs the trial every season. Science on the water is just fishing with notes. Bilge water, normal on any working boat. After heavy seas, the bilge fills with water that made it below deck. Pump it out, log it, keep monitoring. Bilge management is seamanship 101.
Radar maintenance at sea. Engineer strapped to the mast at 15 feet, cleaning the scanner dome with a soft cloth. The boat rolls and the mast traces an arc. He hangs on and keeps working. Float inspection. Any float that absorbs water loses buoyancy and eventually won't mark a pot properly. Squeeze it, weigh it, submerge it. Heavy or soft ones get retired immediately. The eye splice, one of the oldest rope skills in seamanship. 3 strands tucked and woven, creating a loop strong enough to take the full load of a 700-pound pot. Craft that hasn't changed in centuries.
5 empty pots in a row, the crabs move. The captain calls it immediately. Pull the whole string, rebait every pot, and move 2 miles east where the sonar shows promising bottom. The ROV camera shows rocky bottom with sand patches, classic king crab habitat. The rocks give shelter, the sand gives foraging. The captain marks the drop zone and starts the clock.
Anchor watch. The one person awake when everyone else has earned sleep. They walk the deck, check the horizon, monitor the instruments. The loneliest and most important job on the boat.
First light, all hands.
Vest on.
Boots secure. Vest checked. All set. The boat wakes up all at once.
Overboard rope. It'll foul the propeller and end the trip immediately. The gaff hook goes out, the deckhand leans over the rail. 2 seconds of risk to save the whole operation.
After a 15,000-pound haul into the live tank, the boat's trim shifts. Ballast water moves from port to starboard to restore balance. Every boat has its own personality, and this one likes to be trim. Man overboard drill. 90 seconds from alarm to ring buoy in the water and boat on recovery course. Not a requirement on this trip. Captain does it anyway. Every trip.
Buoy away!
Good. Recovery course set. 800 pounds short of quota. 1 good pot away from done.
Right now! Get it filled!
No sleep until it's filled.
No sleep! No!
All hands on deck for the final string! When an 8-ton down stands between you and home, a pair of hands has a job. The galley can wait! Let's pull!
First pot of the final string!
Day 4 sorting, no hesitation in any movement. 3 days of repetition have burned the actions into the muscle. The hands know before the brain decides. Pure kinetic memory. 400 pounds short, then 300, then 180. The number on the whiteboard shrinks and the crew hauls faster. Nobody says anything about it. They all just watch the number. The counter ticks past quota. The crew member at the hatch looks up and holds up one finger.
The captain sees it through the wheelhouse vine.
One finger. One long blast on the horn, the traditional signal that the hold is full and the quota is met. It carries across the water and you can hear other boats' crews react to it in the distance. When the quota horn sounds, something breaks open. 4 days of suppressed exhaustion and tension, it comes out all at once. Nobody on this deck is pretending to be tough right now. Home course set. The captain enters the harbor coordinates and the navigation computer draws a line across the chart. A straight line home. 180 miles, through whatever the ocean puts in the way. The last pot back in the water, tradition says you leave the grounds fishing, not bare. The pot soaks for the next boat or for the next trip. The grounds stay active. The last box sealed at 11:47 p.m. on day 4. The processing room crew has been running for 22 consecutive hours. The washdown hose goes on and the season becomes memory. 14 knots for home. The grounds fall away in the wake. The boat smells like fish and diesel and salt and the particular kind of exhaustion that only a good job produces. 4 hours of real sleep on the run home, not the shallow boat napping of the past 4 days. The captain doesn't sleep on the run home. Someone always watches. The mountains come up over the horizon and the crew gathers at the bow without being called. Land. Real land. The sight of it does something to a person who's been at sea for 4 days. Inshore water, the ocean gentles down as the depth drops. The constant pitch and roll of the bearing eases. Your body takes a moment to trust the stillness. A state ferry passes on the inbound channel. Tourists at the rail watching the crab boat with curiosity in the distance of the comfortable and warm. The crab crew watches back. Same ocean, different worlds.
Final cleanup on approach, a tradition of pride. You work the boat hard and you bring it back sharp. The way you leave the dock is the way you return to it. Standards don't drop because you're tired.
The harbor entrance. Same channel markers they passed 4 days ago, going the other way. The water inside the breakwater is calm. The seabirds are impossible. It smells like fish and fuel and home.
The processor's dock crew is ready. They've been tracking the boat on VHF for the last hour. Lines ready, scales ready, trucks waiting. This is where the fishing becomes money.
Lines fast. The boat stops for the first time in 4 days. The engine drops to idle, then off. The silence is so complete after 4 days of machinery that you can hear your own heartbeat. The unloading begins immediately. Time is money for live crabs. The dock crew moves fast, the braille nets moving crab from tank to scale in continuous rotation. 59,840 pounds, official live delivery weight. The buyer signs the ticket, the captain countersigns. That signature represents 4 days, 6 people, and one extraordinary stretch of ocean. The frozen product moves off the boat in 40 minutes, 180 cases on 9 pallets. The cold storage door accepts each one. The product that began on the ocean floor is now in a warehouse. The captain's last walkthrough, alone, every space, every corner. Not checking for damage, just present.
Share day on the dock. No salary, pure percentage. The gross catch value minus fuel, bait, and ice gets split by the crew share arrangement. This trip a strong one. The envelopes are thick.
The crabs enter the processing facility and the fishing story becomes a food story. Premium live crabs go one way, frozen product another. The market has already been waiting.
The chef opens the case and checks the date. 4 days ago, this crab was alive on the bottom of the Bering Sea. Today, it's in a Michelin-starred kitchen. That's the chain. That's the whole story.
36 hours after arriving home, the resupply begins. New bait, full fuel, fresh food, rested crew. The ocean doesn't wait for anyone's convenience. The boat leaves again in 2 days.
The season is 40% done. This trip filed against quota, strong delivery. 2 more trips in the window before the season closes.
The harbor holds more than boats. It holds the livelihoods of hundreds of families, the culture of a town, the economy of a coast, the boat at rest. It doesn't look like much from the dock, steel and rope and mechanical equipment, but it carried 6 people through 4 days of the most demanding water on Earth. It earned its rest. The harbor never fully sleeps during crab season. Other boats coming in, others going out, the processor running around the clock. Somewhere, in a restaurant in Tokyo or New York or London, someone cracks open a king crab leg and the taste takes them somewhere they've never been. They just don't know that the sea is in every bite.